Okay, so children, will start discussing the homework, right? Okay, so we'll start with question number 1. So children, I want the answers from you, right? So tell me, what was the answer to the first question? So the first question was, find the number of elements of the matrix with order of 5 by 3, right? So who can tell me? Yes. So children, you all are saying that it is 15 elements. That is absolutely correct, right? That is right. Yes. So children, if anyone is accidentally annotating on the screen, just please note not to do that, right? Okay. So, all right. Then children, so the answer is 15 elements. That is correct. So if a matrix has an order of 5 by 3, that means there are 5 rows and 3 columns, right? So that's what that means. So 5 by 3 matrix, right, will have 5 rows and 3 columns, right? So when you multiply 5 by 3, you get 15, right? So that is correct. So good children, right? So those answers are correct. All right. Then the second question. So they've given us a matrix. I'll write the matrix down here. So the matrix they've given is 5 3 1 7 8 0 9 4 5. The question is, what is the element at the second row and third column of the matrix B? So Senulidua says 8, but Sneha Dua says that it is 0. So which is the correct answer? And also says 0. So Senulidua has now changed her answer to 0, right? So yes, the correct answer is 0, children, right? Because the second row is the middle row, right? This is the second row, and the third column is the last one. So the element which is included in both is this element 0. So you are absolutely right. So I have another message saying, excuse me sir, is this for grade 11? So Puta, this class is actually for the children who are planning to, this is primarily targeted at the children who are planning to sit for their O levels next year in 2022, right? Cambridge or Excel O levels next year. But if you can follow along, you're more than welcome to join. All right. Okay, so that is the answer to the second one as well. All right, well done, children. Next, the third question. So I'll read it out loud. It says that 4 teams, the Reds, the Blues, Greens, and Yellows, are in a friendly league. The Reds have 2 wins, 2 draws, and lose 2 games. The Blues have 2 wins, 2 draws, and lose 1 game. The Greens have 1 win, 5 draws, and do not lose any games. The Yellows have 1 win, 1 draw, and lose 4 games. Write this information in a table and then in matrix form. All right. So children, when you're doing this question, first they want us to put this information in a table. So I'll write it out like this. So we can first write down wins, then draws, and then losses. Does losses have a double S? I think it does. Okay, right. And then we have 4 teams, right? Reds, then we have the Blues, then we have the Greens, and we have the Yellows. Now children, some of you may have taken the team names on the other side, so meaning you can place the teams on the rows and place the wins, draws, and losses on the columns. But usually children, we put the more important one on top, not on the side, right? So usually the team name is going to be more important than how many have won, lost, or drawn, right? So we usually put this at the top, but even if you place your table the other way, I think you would still get your marks. All right, so let's fill in the numbers. So the Reds, for example, they've won 2, they have 2 draws, and they've lost 2 as well. So the Blues have 3 wins, 2 draws, and they lost 1 game. The Greens have 1 win and 5 draws, and they do not lose any games. And finally the Yellows have 1 draw, 1 win, and they lose 4 games, right? So I think that I think that uh, the answer is going to be right. So the answer, children, if we put this into a matrix, we're going to get 2 2 2 3 2 1 1 5 0 1 1 4. So the matrix would look like this. Now Snehadu has sent me a different answer. So her answer is no, she has actually sent me the same answer. Yes. So Dua, yes, your answer is correct. Right? Yes. So it would look like this. This would be the matrix. So children, this is a classic example of writing a table and then putting that information straight away into a matrix. All right. Okay. So, all right, children. Then, so I just want to remind our admin to enable waiting room as well while we're at it. Okay, so children, let's go to question 4. So, okay, now can someone explain how to do question 4? Is there anyone who would like to explain how to do 4a? Children, is there anyone who can explain 4a? Right. So Ando has sent me a message with the answers. Yes, Dua, your answers are correct, right? Is there anyone who would like to explain it? Yes, so Senuli's answers are also correct. Senuli, you have made a small mistake there, right? So is there, so now I think Andu and Snehadu also send me the right answers. Would one of you like to explain this? So I'll write out the matrices A and B on the screen first. So matrix A is -1, 0, 2, 4, -2 and 1. And matrix B is 2, 1, 0, 1, 3 and -2. Okay, so how do we add matrices A and B together, children? Do you remember? When you add two matrices, you have to make sure that their sizes are the same. Do you remember? Right? So we'll write them down one more time. 4, -2, 1 plus 2, 1, 0, 1, 3, -2, right? So children, now you can see that their sizes are the same, so we don't have a problem. So what do? You add the similar terms together, children, right? So you can see we have -1 plus 2, that gives us 1, right? 0 plus 1 again is 1. Then we have 2 plus 0, which is 2. Then 4 plus 1 is 5. -2 plus 3 is 1. And 1 plus minus 2 is -1. So I believe that this is the answer that most of the students have given. So children, your answers are correct, right? Is there anyone else who got a different answer? Children, is there anyone else who got a different answer to this one? Can I know? So all of you got the correct answer. How many of you got this correct? Can I see your hands go up? Right, so Sneha and yes, okay, and also got this correct. So okay, so 7 children. Okay, very good children. Good job. Right, put your hands down. Then children, we'll go to question B. So can someone give me the answer? What is the correct answer to part B, which is 4A plus B? Can one of you unmute your mics and tell me? Who would like to? Children? Can one of you unmute your mics and tell me what is the correct answer to this one? Okay, at least you can type it and send it if you don't want to unmute. Type it and let me know. Send me the answer. What did you get? Children, no answers. I'm going to assume that you all are still typing. Right, okay, so Wanda says she skipped this question. Okay, what about the others? Okay, so I'm not getting any answers from you all, so let's discuss it. Okay, so Senolidua sent me an answer. She's saying that yes, Senolidua, your answer is correct. So Netmidua also sent me an answer. Right, right. Okay, right. Yes. So Lisara do sent an answer. So Lisara's answer is also correct, right? It should be in the next row, but I get what she's saying, right? So her answer is correct. Onadi, your first row is your second row is correct. I think you sent the first row before. Yes, that answer is also correct. Good. So children, how do you do this question? Can one of you explain it? Who would like to explain? So a lot of you got this answer correct. Can one of you explain it, please? Children. 21013 -2. Who can explain this question? No one. So no one likes to explain the question. What happened to our kids? I think when Delaney teacher is not present, you all don't like to talk. Is it? You'll only speak up when she's there. So Delaney teacher is present today as well, right? She just can't turn her video on today due to some other reasons, right? So children, you all don't like to speak up. No one. Okay, all right, then I'll explain it. So children, what happens is you first multiply matrix A by 4, right? So matrix multiplication by a scalar like this is very easy, right? You simply multiply all of the numbers by 4, right? So if we do that, you get -4, 0, 8, 16, -8, and 4, right? Plus matrix B. Then children, you can add the individual terms, right? So -4 plus 2, that gives us -2, right? So we get 1 and 8 and 17 and -5 and 2. So I think this is the answer that most of you gave, right? So this answer is correct, children, right? Good job. Okay, right, I'll put this up here, right? Okay, and for the final part, what is the answer that you all got for part C? So part C was A minus 3B. A minus 3B. What did you get? Can I have your answers, children? Send it to me. So matrix B is 2, 1, 0, 1, 3, -2. Yes. What are the answers you all got? Right, so Onadidua sends her answers. Right. So though your there is one element wrong in your answer. Your answer is close. There is one. Yes, so Senoli sends us her answers. Senoli, your matrix is correct. Right? Yes. So Samantha also sends us the same answer. That is correct again. Right? Yes. So what you do here is 2, 4, -2, 1. You first multiply the second matrix by 3, which gives us 6, 3, 0, 3, 9, -6. Right? And then children, you subtract. Right? Then you subtract the first matrix from the second. Right? So that gives us -7, -3, 2, 1, -11, and 7. Right? Children, who got this answer? Can I see who got this answer? Can you raise your hands and show me? Right, Senoli got it. Yes, so Senoli already said the right answer. What about the others? Children, who got this right? Only Senoli got it right. Children, can you raise your hands and show me who got this question right? Part C. Lisara got it right. Very good. Okay, there we go. Right. Good. Good job, children. Okay. Right. Good. Okay. Now, children, shall we go on to the next question? Any questions? If you have anything, children, please ask. Right. So I'm going to go on to the next question. But in the meantime, if you all have any doubts, please ask and clear it. Right. So we'll go to the next one for the time being.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Buddha.
Sir, I was able to join now. Sir, what is the question that we are discussing?
Buddha, we just finished question 4. Right. So
Okay,
we
sir.
are
Thank
going
you.
to start question 5. Yes. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. So children, question number 5, we have matrix multiplication. Right. Okay. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1 multiplied by the matrix, column matrix 3, 5. Okay. Now this one, I have to have one of you explain this. Right. I will not explain it. I want someone to explain it. Who can explain this question? Yes, Senoli, your answer is correct, but I want someone to explain it. Would Senoli like to explain it? Senoli, would you like to explain it? How you got the answer? Your answer is correct, Dua. Right? You can explain it. I'll write it on the screen as you explain. Yes, Dua.
So you do 4 times 3 plus 3
Right. So
times 5.
okay, okay. So you do 4 times 3 plus 3 times 5. All right. Keep going.
And then below is 2 times 3 plus 1 times 5.
2 times 3 plus 1 times 5. So you do the first row with the only column in the second matrix, and then you do the second row with the only column in the second matrix. Yes, so that is correct. Very good. Right. So when you do 4 times 3, children, you get 12 plus 15, and this is 6 plus 5. Right. So 12 plus 15 is 27, and 6 plus 5 is 11, children. All right, good job. That is absolutely correct. Children who got this question right, can I see? Raise your hands and tell me who got it right. Right, we have 5. So children, 5 of you got it right and none of you are willing to explain. What is this? Right? Okay, good. Good, children. Good work. Okay, let's go to the next question. Right? So the next question, we have two 2 by 2 matrices. Right? So we have 2, 6, and this one is 3, 4, -1, -1. Right? Okay, so Anne gives me her answers. Though your answer is correct. Very good. Right? Your answer is correct. Right? So let's have a look at how you get this answer. Right? So children, the way you work it out is, now this one is a little more complicated than the previous one, because these are two 2 by 2 matrices. So yes, Senolido also sends the answers. I think that's the same answer. Yes, it's correct. Right? So good. So children, what you do is you first times 3 by 3 plus 4 by 4. Right? So that's the first row with the first column. Then you go on to the second row of the second matrix, sorry, the second column of the second matrix. Right? So here you have 3 times -1 plus 4 times -1. Right? And then you go to the second row of the first matrix and the first column of the second matrix. Right? So you get 2 times 3 plus 6 times 4, and finally you go to this one, so you get 2 times negative 1 plus 6 times negative 1, right? So this will be your matrix. So when you simplify, children, this gives us 9 plus 16, 6 plus 24, and negative 3 minus 4, negative 2 minus 6, right? So that is 25, 30 minus 7 minus 8. So I believe this is the answer that you all got. Children, how many of you got this answer? Can I see? 3 children, 4 children, 5 children. Okay, very good. Good children. Excellent work, right? So this is the right answer. So I'm happy that you all are comfortable with matrix multiplication. Good, excellent, right? Children, let's go to the last question. So children, in the meantime, if you all have any questions, please ask. I will explain them. All right, let's go to the last question, right? And then we can go on to today's lesson. So children, okay, so I'm getting answers already. Excellent, right? So Onadi and Senuli are giving the same answer. They're saying that B is negative 8 and C is 8. Anne is saying that B is negative 9 and C is 12. What is the correct answer? Is there anyone else who got something else? Okay, so Sneha has also sent me her answers. All right. What about the others? Children, if you all got an answer, send it to me. I just want to see what answers that all of you got. So Lisara also sends her answers. All right. So I think overwhelmingly people got, okay, Vishal is sending a different answer. Very interesting. Right. Vishal got 18 for B. Very interesting, Vishal. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What about the others? And Vishal, what did you get for C? What did you get for C? And what about the others, children? So did everyone send their answers? So Vishal got C equals 0, is it? Okay. All right. Let's have a look. We'll have a look and see. Okay. So children, what they're saying is essentially that negative 1, 6, 4, 0. This is a 2 by 2 matrix multiplied by the 2 by 2 matrix. 5, 2, 3, negative 1. Right. So this equals to 13B 20C, right? So children, we can actually multiply the first two matrices and see whether we can find B and C, right? So we'll do that. We'll multiply the first two matrices, right? So by now you all should be comfortable with matrix multiplication, right? So let's write it out. 4 and 0, and the second matrix is 5, 2, 3 and negative 1, right? So children, to multiply these two matrices, you know how this goes by now, right? So the first row multiplied by the first column, we have minus 1 times 5 plus 6 times 3, first element, right? We move this here, okay, and we get negative 1 times 2 plus 6 times negative 1, okay. Then we go on to the second row of the first matrix and the first column of the second matrix. So we have 4 times 5 plus 0 times 3, right? And finally we have 4 times 2 plus 0 times negative 1, okay. Right, so children, if we simplify this, we get 18, right? And we get 20 plus 0, negative 2 minus 6, 8 plus 0, right? So far this is what we have, right? So let's simplify this to get the answer. So we get 13 here, which is true, 20 here, which is true. This becomes minus 2 minus 6 is minus 8, and 8 plus 0 is 8. So children, what did we learn here? The value of B is this one, isn't it? The value of B is this, which should be -8, and the value of C should be +8, right? So therefore, children, when you now remember, when you answer this question, you have to give your final answer, right? Which is B is equal to -8 and C is equal to +8. These are the two answers. So children, these are the correct answers. Now, those of you who got different answers, do you now understand how to get the right answer? Right? Let me know, children. Those who got different answers, let me know whether it's clear now, right? So Anne says it's clear. Very good, Dua. What about the others? Is there anyone who wants me to clarify this further? Children? What about the others? Yes, so I'm getting a message from one Puta saying yes. So you mean it, yes, it's clear, or yes, you want me to clarify it further? Right, very good, Dua. So she has taken a screenshot to the correct answer. Right, so one Puta wants me to clarify, so I will clarify it one more time. So the question says, right, the question is the multiple of two different matrices, right? So we have two square matrices, 2 by 2 matrices. That multiple should result in a single matrix, which is 13b 20c, right? Yes, right. So I will explain it, right? So we have two matrices multiplied together that results in another matrix. But in the second matrix, children, we have two unknown characters. We have B and C. We don't know what they are, right? We don't know what B and C are. So that's the goal now. The goal is to find out B and C. That's the question. The question says find B and C. So children, what do? We know that when you multiply the first two matrices, your answer should be this answer should be the matrix on the right hand side. So what you can do is you can take the two matrices and you can multiply them together. So that is what I have done here, right? So in red, what I have done is I have multiplied the two matrices together, right? So you know the process of matrix multiplication. You start with the first row on the first matrix and the first column of the second matrix. Once you're done with that, you go to the second column of the second matrix. Once you're done with that, you go to the second row of the first matrix and you come back to the first column of the second matrix, and then you go to the second row of the second matrix, and that's how you get your individual elements. So that is how the matrix multiplication was done, right? So I didn't explain that multiplication part in detail because you all already know it, right? So once you do the matrix multiplication, we can simplify it, children. What do you get? Your answer turns out to be the matrix 13, -8, 20, +8. Now this answer, children, should be the matrix given on the right hand side, isn't it? Right? So you can see the first column is correct. Our answers have 13 and 20, which is indeed the first column in our matrix. The right hand matrix is 13 and 20. But instead of B, we have got -8. You can see I've circled both in green. Instead of B, I've got -8. And instead of C, I have +8, which I have circled in blue. So that means, children, the reason is B has to equal -8. So the unknown number B is actually -8 and the unknown number C is actually +8. That is the reasoning behind the question.